You don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
To understand how we arrived on this hate train, we have to understand first how it started. This story begins in 2015 at a training camp for, I believe it was Adrian Broner. Floyd Mayweather, he was in attendance, spotted a young, explosive Gervonta Tank Davis. He was impressed, obviously, by what he saw. Mayweather signed Tank. Soon, Floyd had his arm around Tank Child like they was posing for a Christmas card, telling everybody in sight my investment, right? This promotion, it definitely was a golden ticket for Tank. We're not going to say it wasn't. Tank obviously blazed his way to a perfect record at the time with a trail of knockouts, right? And the crowds they grew while Floyd counted his pay-per-view buys, belts piled up, and so did the money. Except Tank was the damn show pony, not the bookkeeper. But let's be honest. The relationship between these two truly started to go south over a rumor. Now, word on the street was that Tank had an inappropriate relationship with Mayweather's daughter, Yaya Mayweather. Now, in a later interview, this is what Tank had to say.
They were saying that I was messing with his daughter for the fact that she kept Snapchatting.
Now, true or not, the damage was pretty much done. Obviously, whispers started that, Floyd was deliberately putting Tank into tough fights, hoping that he'd lose. This, combined with Tank's wanting more financial control over his own career, basically is what got the ball rolling. Fast forward 2022, right before his fight with Rolando Romero, he was asked about leaving Mayweather Promotions. This was his response.
Got to ask you this. Has the time come for Tank Davis to take control of his own career and leave Mayweather Promotions?
It don't necessarily have to be leave Mayweather promotion. It's about this. About becoming that man and handle your own, responsibility, your own priorities. So I feel as though it's my career, so I feel as though I need to be the one to control my career. You know what I mean? So, and it's time. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need have them training wheels on them forever. You know, it's time to, ride their own bike without training wheels.
Now, obviously, he proceeded to fight and defeat Rolly Romero. I think he put him down in like round six, I believe that was. Nevertheless, let's move on to the fake cancellation, right, in 2024. Y'all remember Tank was set to fight Frank Martin June 15th. All of a sudden, we see a post from Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, with the words canceled on it. Tank obviously called Mayweather a hater and made it clear that the fight was still on. But why post that? You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but a blatant attempt to undermine another one of Tank's opponents. Forward in May of that same goddamn year, a clip from a quote unquote YouTube burner account surfaces. It appears to show Tank getting rocked by rising prospect Carmel Moulton. Now, obviously, this gym is Floyd, same mat, same TDT brand and every damn where. Tank is furious. He went on social media, you know what I'm saying? He wrote, I'm helping kids and you filming like TMZ, desperate. Boom. Obviously, the clip got millions of views and people started to question Tank's chin, blah, blah, blah. Now, Floyd obviously never took credit for the leakage, but I mean, like, who else, bro? Who else? In August of 2025, where Tank versus Jake Paul has been announced. It's going to be live on Netflix, obviously a global streaming service, on November 14th. Now, Of course, this announcement gets millions of views in one day. Okay. Um, Tank and Jake is big business. I mean, it's not big boxing business, but it's big business. Now, let's talk about why he really hated the money. Okay. Tank's first major fight after leaving Mayweather Promotions was against who? Hector Garcia. This generated over 5 million at the gate alone. His next fight against Ryan brought in a reported 22.8 million at the gate. Now you're going to do the subtraction, okay? It's clear what kind of money walked out the door. Now, the highest cost of his little private jet life and the whole money name mystique, that requires some sort of cash flow, does it not? Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Mayweather has money. If he ain't gonna let you know nothing else, he gonna let you know he got some money, right? So why all the outbursts? Why all the leaked sparring footages? Why the fake cancellation on Tank's posters? Why the now announced exhibition with Mike Tyson after Gervonta Tank Davis's exhibition with Jake Paul has been announced? The answer is obvious and it's what we've known for a long time. Floyd Mayweather is nothing more than a hater. Period. Point blank. You can call it brand protection. You can call it whatever the hell you want to call it, right? But Gervonta is not the only fighter to come out and say that Floyd Mayweather wants to see fighters do well, just not better than him. For instance, wasn't Richardson Hitchens over there with Mayweather? Look how that turned out. He went and signed to Eddie, started getting in the spotlight, started getting good fights, things like that. Look at Carmel Moore. Okay. Yes, he's young, he's in the developmental stages, but how often can you see a Colonel Moulton fight unless you're literally searching for it? For him to be under the biggest or quote unquote the best ever fighter, you got to look for this boy's fights in the bushes in a dark alley. Okay. Mayweather, he was absolutely amazing in that ring. 50-0 for sure with some real live dogs on his resume. But as a promoter and just as helping build up other fighters, he's ass. Let's call it what it is. What other reason would you have to announce an exhibition fight for next year, this year, literally a week after Gervonta Tank Davis announced his exhibition fight? It screams clout chase, it screams attention whore, and it still screams jealousy. Now, I love Mayweather in the ring, but out the ring, as I said, he leaves much to be desired. But y'all let me know, am I tripping? Or is Mayweather the biggest hater ever?